who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On it. I'm welcome to Speak On It. Welcome to Speak On It. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak On It with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Hope everybody had a great day today. I know I did. It's been a pretty good day today. Pretty windy outside also. So, man, it's so windy. I can still hear the wind blowing. So, if you're out there driving, listening, hold on to your steering wheel because that wind ain't joking in Dallas. So, want to welcome everyone to the show, Facebook, YouTube. Man, my mind went blank just like that. Facebook, YouTube, D Live is in the house. Periscope, I see a lot of you over on Periscope tuning in tonight. Twitch, also Twitter, and also Instagram. We still kicking with Instagram also tonight. So definitely tune in. Regardless of where you at, this is a show for everyone. Everyone have their own opinion. You can always join in the chat. If we talk about something that you're interested in, hey, go ahead and join in with us and let us know how you feel about it. Like I said, this is a show for everyone. Today, a lot of interesting stories came out today. Of course, Paul Murray of San Antonio, Texas, was arrested at Vice President Kamala Harris' home, outside her home. So we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Then we also going to talk about Robert Long. Welcome to the show, Miss Carol Wilson. Thank you so much. And have nothing but love for you and the family. Thank you. But we're going to talk about Robert Long, the guy that actually did the shooting in Atlanta area yesterday over in Georgia. Shot up the spars, and we'll talk about that too. And also, a lot of people kind of maybe have forgot about this case, but Albert Wilson, former University of Kansas student convicted of rape, he actually going to get a new trial now. So that's good that he's going to get a new trial. So if we are live, you can always chat live with us. And if you want to call in, you're more than welcome to call in. The number is 972-591-3665. 972-591-3665. But please, let me warn you. When you call in, be respectful. Come with truth. Don't come with conspiracy theory because we won't listen to it. That would be the wrong show. So other than that, man, it's Wednesday. My days are going by quick. And tomorrow is Thursday. You know what happened tomorrow. My girl will be on the show tomorrow. Miss Risky is in the house tomorrow night. So can't wait until I'm able to see her on the show
and see what she's working on. So we'll go ahead and get started on this Paul Murray, which I'm not surprised at all. He was already wanted here in Texas, and I know some people going to say, "Oh, that's not what it is." Okay, you have your opinion. I have my opinion, and I'm gonna try to stick to the facts as long as it's there. Um, but the painting is on the wall. So, but DC police say a man they arrested outside the vice president residence on Wednesday afternoon had a rifle and a large capacity clip. Um, I think a couple of reports say he had an AR-15. So they responded to the scene in the 3400 block of Massachusetts Avenue Northwest around 12:12 p.m. U.S. Secret Service agent told Fox 5 that they also detained a man at that address. Um, Paul was charged. Police charged Paul Murray, 31 of San Antonio, with carrying a dangerous weapon, carrying a rifle or shotgun outside of a business, possession of unregistered ammunition, and possession of large capacity ammunition feeding device. So looked like he had one of those clips that can send him off one of those speed shooters or something. A rifle and ammunition were recovered from his vehicle. Investigators have not indicated what the man was doing outside number one observatory circle. However, a DC police source tell Fox 5 the man told uniformed Secret Service members that he wanted to talk to the president. According to intel, police bulletin obtained by Fox 5, Murray was said to be experiencing a paranoid delusion and thought the government was after him. He purchased an AR-15 and told his mother he was in DC to take care of his problem. Authorities say Murray was an Army drone operator who started service in 2010 and was medical discharged in 2014. Documents say he recently complained to police that he wasn't getting support from Veteran Affairs and was not taking prescription medication. Um, so the thing is, as I read this story, yeah, it's a lot of mental health issues with this story. He said he was discharged because of a medical condition and he wasn't taking his medication, but he was paranoid that the government was coming after him. And I believe in some cases the background check of um, the background check in certain with certain people need to be a little bit more stricter for the simple fact you don't know where their mindset is. And it's so easy to go in there and you pass the background, you walk out with a gun. I think they probably do need to give a little bit more search on it. And some people may hate the fact that I say that, but everybody who carry a gun shouldn't necessarily carry it because everybody don't have the mental state to be able to carry a firearm and not do stuff like this. But I'm glad he was caught. Now, reason why I say these stories gonna kind of go together on some of them, because I'll wait until I get finished with the next one talking about the Atlanta shooting. But for him to go down there, he was already wanted by by the police in the first place. Someone sent me a story earlier. Matter of fact, Miss Risky did said that he was wanted He was one of the Capitol attackers arrested outside a vice presidential residence. So here it is. They're still trying to do things. And that's why it's important to pay attention to your surrounding. If you see something, say something. We talked about it in North Carolina on Sunday. They found several explosive devices downtown near churches, centers, and stuff like that. So if you see something, say something. Don't let it just be, oh, I didn't know what it was. It's best that you call to make sure it's nothing dangerous, and then later find out hundreds of lives been lost because domestic terrorists um, is moving strong right now. We seen how they did on January the 6th, unnecessary, and coming off of a administration that we just came off of, it doesn't make it any better for the simple fact that administration talked hate the whole time. He kept preaching hate, kept saying that the China virus, kept saying that is China the reason why we had this virus and speaking hate. That's why the hate crimes on Asian descendants, that's why it's so high right now. Now, reading the story, yeah, he's one of those people that probably, I don't know if he's a Trump supporter or not, but it sounds like he probably is one. And because of that, he been brainwashed to believe that the government's coming after him, and then to believe China is the reason why this virus is going because of what Trump said. That hatred, thinking and talking is an issue within itself. So yeah, it's definitely um, something to look into. Now, he went to the point of trying to go to Vice President Harris' home. Luckily, they wasn't there because the house is being renovated. So if they was there, that could have been ended very bad, and it's not good. It's not good for no one. We have to make sure we call out domestic terrorists before anything happen. And a lot of these folks that is in it, they feel like they right about it. Then when they get caught, they want to blame other people instead of taking responsibility for their action. Most of these folks that been arrested due to the Capitol riot, the terrorist attack they did, most of them say, oh, Trump told us to do it, and they felt like that was okay to do it. But that do not give you the opportunity to take advantage of that. So yeah, you definitely need to pay attention to what you're feeding into your mind, because your mind, it can either be for the good or for the bad. And for everybody that took part of the January 6th domestic terrorist attack, it's not going to end good for you. You can holler all day long. Trump asked us to come, ask us to do it, but where's Trump in? He's not taking responsibility for that, even though he used the right words to get people up in an uproar, to show up and do those things. But he's not going to come out and take responsibility. Think about it. Back when he first ran, he was telling people, yeah, go ahead, attack him, do what you want to do. I'll bail you out of jail. And then when he wasn't able to bail him out of jail, or when they went to jail, he didn't bail them out. And some of them had tried to file a lawsuit against him. But you listen to a fool that talked about grabbing a woman by the kitty cat. and joke about it. You listen to a fool that have several alleged sexual allegations against him. You listen to a fool that been juking the government and not paying his taxes. But then you listen to a fool that robbed several people out of a bogus school that he did. So yeah, it's you got to know where you're getting your information from, because with Trump, I don't care what he tell me. I would not pay attention to him if he was the last person on earth. I don't care. Welcome to the show, Melvin Porter. Um, yeah, welcome to the show. Melvin actually said, let me grab my phone. This is going to be hard as U.S. law enforcement can't bring themselves to profile terrorists who look exactly like, oops. So you saying something now, look exactly like them. Hello, Middle East. Same problem over here. It's here now. Over there is here now. You're exactly right, for the simple fact that it been a lot of policemen been caught up in this January 6th terrorist attack, and a lot of military involved. So the thing is, it's going to be hard. Why? Because the laws are not made for everybody. The laws are not equal. I don't care what they are. I still feel like if someone that served in the military took part of that domestic terrorist, why should we be paying them benefits? They should lose all benefits. That's my personal opinion, because our tax dollars are the ones paying them. But you try to overthrow the government? No, no. I don't, no. We need to start holding these folks accountable. I don't care what color you are, what race you are, you need to be held accountable. You doing stuff like this, and that's all to it. Need to be held accountable. For the ones that just tune in, you are listening to Speak on It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm M, Who You With Kurt Dog. You can chime in, you can chat live with us. If you are on Facebook, it's better to go to the page, Speak on It with Who You With Kurt Dog, and you can your chat will come up on my screen, and I can put it up on the stream for everybody can read it. So but if you're on my personal page, I will read it, and I will go with it like that. But yeah, I agree with you, Melvin Porter. It's going to be hard to prove a lot of it, because a lot of the judges that are in office are also Trump supporters. They haven't gone against Trump so far. So why would they support, and why would they arrest certain hold Trump supporters responsible for their action? That's just like when that judge here in Texas allowed that terrorist to go to Cancun, and just so happening that was the same weekend that Ted Cruz went. I'm just saying, it's just one of those things. Welcome to the show. T-Cal is tuning in on YouTube. Melvin Porter said, hell, they had the damn Army National Guard at the Capitol because the racist element finally recognized in the military. Exactly. And they actually ended up removing, they had to check everybody. They didn't have a choice. They did not have a choice, because they don't know where people stand on this. It's so much racism going on. You don't know who you can trust. That's the reason why we're up here now. We're seeing a lot of terrorist attack happening here local in the U.S. That shooting yesterday in Atlanta, the SPAR shooting. Way I see it, it's a terrorist attack. But the guy's claiming something else. Said he's addicted to sex, the reason why he shot up the place. And because he's addicted to sex. Now, they said he been to that place quite a bit, visit those places. Maybe he wanted a happy ending. He didn't get it. I don't know. But either way, that give you no right to shoot up a place. Like I said a while ago, attacks on the Asian community is on a rise today. That's why I feel like these both goes hand in hand, because of what Trump talked about his whole 4 years in office. When the coronavirus started, he started saying, China virus, China virus. That's why you're hearing about so many people are being attacked. And it shouldn't be like that. T. Callas, how's it going tonight? It's going good. Radio, welcome to the show. I didn't see your comment. Not just Trump, the whole GOP party is off the rails. Yes, that's why it's so important for us to get out and vote, especially the one coming up next year in Texas. We got Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, Ken Paxton, the Board of Education. There's a lot of re-election coming up next year. We need to pack out the voting places to be able to get the folks out of office. We know where Greg Abbott, Dan Patrick, and Ken Paxton stand for, and it's not for everybody. Ken Paxton's still trying to avoid from being prosecuted. That's why he did all these rallies trying to get the election overturned. He was hoping Trump would have pardoned him, but it didn't happen. So yeah, we need to make sure we vote them out next year. And most of these all of those governors that stood up with Ken Paxton, not governors, most of the attorney general that stood up with Ken Paxton to file the lawsuit, all of them are Republicans trying to win a seat at the table. That's all they trying to do, win a seat at the table. Welcome to the show. Sheldon Ellis is watching on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in all the time. T-Cal said in my last report, then I'm heading home and we'll be listening as always. All right, well, be careful because that wind is strong up here in Dallas. It's very strong. I know it's so sad to see people hate for no reason, just race. Yeah, you're right. It is sad. 2021, we still having to deal with racism. It don't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. If everybody treat everybody the way they want to be treated, we will be in a much better position. But that's easier said than done. And unfortunately, some people just feel like they right about everything. So we definitely need to make sure we're watching all these stories. Now, allegedly, they said he was actually wanted. Paul Murray was wanted beforehand. So, and then someone sent me a message saying that he took part in the January 6th attack. Allegedly took part. I don't know for sure, but allegedly. But someone did send me that story. So, which is crazy. Now, when you look at it, how the rise is on on Asians. Now, my thing is, when you think about uh, Vice President Harris, she's part Asian. I'm just saying, look at the connection. Got to look at all avenues. So, yeah, I think that played a big part in it. That played a very big part in it. And the thing is, these folks listening to Trump, and Trump don't give a damn about y'all. That's all to it. He don't care. He doing his own thing. That's all he doing. He don't care about y'all. But old Robert Aaron Long, yeah. Oh boy, yeah. This is a strange event. So, according to CNN, state and federal investigation are scrambling to learn more about Robert Aaron Long, the suspect in a string of deadly shooting at 3 Atlanta area Asian spas, and his alleged motive. Not much information has surfaced about the 21-year-old from Woodstock, about a half-hour drive north of Atlanta. He is presently detained without bond in Cherokee County, where he faced 4 counts of murder and a charge of aggravated assault, according to the county sheriff's office. More charges are possible. Tuesday shooting took place at 2 spas in Atlanta, and another in Ashworth, about 10 miles west of Woodstock, which left 8 people. At least 4 of them Asian women dead. The 4 killed in the shooting near Woodstock were Delana Ashley Young, 33 of Ashworth, Paul Andrew Michaels, 54 of Atlanta, Zizol Young, 49 of Kennesaw, and Dayu Fing, 44. I know I chop all those names up. The injured survivor was Alicio Art Hernandez Ortiz, 30 of Ashworth, authorities said. Authority located Long about 150 miles south of Atlanta in Crisp County. State trooper took him into custody after using a special pursuit maneuver to spin his car out of control. The suspect did take responsibility of the shooting. Capital J. Baker of Cherokee County Sheriff's Officer said, suspect had been treated for sexual addiction. Sheriff Frank Reynolds of Cherokee County, where the Ashworth shooting took place, told reporters Long made indicator that he has some issues, potentially sexual addiction, and may have frequented some of these places in the past. Reynolds said those issues could be the motive behind the shooting. A law enforcement source said the suspect was recently kicked out of the house by his family due to his sexual addiction, which the source said include frequent spending hours on end watching porn online. According to an incident report from the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office, a 911 caller said the suspect could possibly be his son and does have a tracker on his phone. Another caller to 911 told dispatch the suspect was kicked out of his parent house last night, adding that he was emotional. The incident report saying it is not clear whether the business affected were places of sex work, During a news conference on Tuesday, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms stated the business were legally operating and had not previously been on the Atlanta Police Department radar. We're not about to let me see if I can do it like she would. We're not about to get into a victim blame. Victim shaming here. As far as we know in Atlanta, we have not had any 911 calls from their location. I believe one minor call on someone stealing some keys, Bottom said. So we don't know additional information about what his motives were, but we certainly will not begin to blame victims. That's the first thing they do, blame the victim for somebody else's action. Uh, Tyler Bayless said he shared the house unit with Long at Maverick Recovery, a rehab facility in Roswell, Georgia, between August 2019 and January or February of 2020. He said that most residents were suffering from drug or alcohol addiction, but Long was being treated for sex addiction. It was something that absolutely would torture him, Bayless said. He said Long was a deeply religious person. He would often go on tangent about his interpretation of the Bible and was distraught about his addiction to sex. Oh, hold on. Chris Tuttle, welcome to the show. Happy St. Patrick Day to you. I recently learned St. Patrick was a slave also. Radio said Trump is playing with his new legal he got from Putin. He doesn't care. Yeah, he don't. So the whole thing about this situation is they trying to blame it on his sex addiction. And I'm glancing over the story kind of because it's pretty long. Want to kind of see. His gun was purchased legally. They're also saying that a stream shot of the account obtained by CNN showed it used the name Eric Long. In the bio section, captured read, "Piece of guns, drums, music, family, and God." This pretty much sum up my life. It's a pretty good life. Not if you don't put God first, it won't be. I'm just saying. Long told police the shooting was not racially motivated. According to Baker, at the Cherokee County Sheriff Office, Baker also referenced Long's sex addiction, saying that Long sees the spar as a temptation that he wanted to eliminate. According to two law enforcement sources involved in the investigation, Long attempted to justify his action when he told police he thought about killing himself, but decided instead to help others with sexual addiction by targeting spars. Investigators believe that when he was captured, Long might have been en route to Florida to perpetrate more shooting. That's Bottom told reporters. So that's some serious mental illness that need to be solved. Now, I personally, I don't know the truth. I wasn't there. I don't know him. But reading the story, looking at the victims and the places that he targeted, as for right now, I feel like race played a big part in it. Because here it is, seem like almost every day, every other day, we hear about someone from the Asian community or being attacked, all because of the color of their race, their background. And then when Paul Murray goes to Washington with all these guns and everything, and want to see go to Vice President Harris' home. She's part Asian, and then this guy shooting up Asian bars. It just seemed like it's a connection to me. I'm not in law enforcement, I don't know, but it seemed like it's a connection to me. And because of the way that Trump spoke hate the whole time and talk about the China virus, but instead he sat back and did nothing about it. And when he realized that the virus was killing a lot of minority blacks and Hispanic in particular, then he decided to open things back up. But when he felt like it was killing white folks, he didn't want to. He wanted to do the shutdown. But as soon as he found out who it was affecting the most, oh yeah, we need to open the economy back up. Dan Patrick come out and say the elders will prefer to die to start the economy again. Then Dan Patrick, I don't know. He do say and do whatever he want to. Ken Paxton. So we need to make sure next year we vote them out, and that's how we solve all of that. Get them out and make them move on. Um, so I want to know your thought about Robert uh, Robert Long, because me personally, I understand sexual addiction is classified as a mental illness, a disease. That's fine. I I understand that. He did try to get help before. But one thing about counseling, just because you feel good doesn't mean you need to stop taking it. And that's where counseling fails, because the counselor cannot force you to continue going. I've talked with people that actually said, um, "Oh, I was taking counseling, but then we feel like we don't need it anymore. So since we don't need it, we don't go." But then as soon as something happened, that's when you try to go back in there. Counseling is a daily thing. You should take counseling at least once a week. At least once a week. You may feel like you're okay, but a great counselor can pull things out of you that would make you say, I didn't realize this. That's why I said when I started counseling, for the first two sessions, I sat in there, my arm crossed, looking at her like this. She say something, yes, no. hmm That third time, I was in there crying like a baby. And now I have to take counseling every week. Um, it's a great thing. Every Tuesday from 12 to 1, I'm taking counseling. So if you call me during that time, I'm not going to answer. Won't answer at all. So radio said, I can't believe the amount of mass shooting in the US. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of mass shooting. And if you look at the history of them, the people that committed the mass shooting, as far as I could think, there only been a couple that looked like me. The brother that did the shooting in downtown Dallas, what would have been maybe in almost 5 years now, 3 to 4 years ago, something like that. From 3 to 5 years ago. Um, but of course, he was killed. He should have been. Hate to say it, but yeah. Um, but getting them out of there alive was not an option. because they sent a device in that blew him up. Now, like I said before, um, a lot of these a lot of these suspects that do these mass shooting, a lot of them get out. They might stop by McDonald's, Burger King, or somewhere, not harm, and they go to jail without a stretch on them. Just like um, the shooter yesterday, looking at his picture, not one stretch on him. So yeah, and then the officer trying to side with him, I feel like he's not qualified to say that's probably what it was. It's a thing called um, where he need to be tested by a professional to make that decision. But he's putting it in here as if he believed it was, and I don't think that's fair. It's kind of like you justifying what he did, and that shouldn't happen. Call it like it is. He committed the crime. Let's take him to court. Do the right thing. But you cannot sway the way that this case is going to go. Because now people listening to you saying these things, they're going to feel sorry for him. They'll feel sorry for him and turn around. He go to court, he end up getting off because of what you're saying. Hold him accountable. Those 8 lives that are gone, they're not coming back. They're gone. Their family is going to carry that pain. Hold this man accountable. Okay, if it was from sexual addiction, apparently he wasn't still taking counseling. When the way that he listed the most important things in his profile, according to CNN, what I read it, if that's the way he have it listed, his priority was wrong. He put God last. God should be first. That's my personal opinion. So I'm just saying, hey, hold them accountable. People, and for him to say it's not racially motivated, why would you use those terms? Because you knew people was gonna automatically assume it was racially motivated. Because they all was Asian. Most of the victim was Asian. You went to an Asian spa and committed the crimes, but then you say it's not racial motivated. Yeah. Radio said, was that when those 5 police officers were killed in Dallas? Yes. Yes, he was. And I think it was another, it really wasn't a mass shooting. It was more of a shootout with the police. I think it was in Pennsylvania or Jersey, one of the two. A brother and a sister had some assault rifle and they were shooting at police officers, which it was wrong. It was wrong. At that point, you got to do what you have to do to stop them. But it's mighty funny that when it's not a minority person, they do everything they can to bring that person in alive. Look at the shooter, I think it was last year, the guy up in Oklahoma. They killed one cop and wounded another one, and he stood over that cop and shot him. Yeah, when he was arrested, he had a couple of scratches and bruises on him, but he walked into the jailhouse. Look at the Florida shooting that happened at the school. Guy went in there, shot at the club also. Several of them. If you look at the history of the mass shooting, a lot of them was arrested without a problem. If it's hate involved, yeah, they should definitely um, hold them accountable. I don't care who it is. I don't care. You do wrong, you need to be held accountable. That's kind of like I mentioned the last couple of nights, and this is going to be my last night talking about it because I know some of them is watching tonight, and I'm sure they're going to leave the comments again. Um, People felt like when I said Sunday, I don't know what they was listening to because they said, but she shot at the cop first. I said the shooting that happened in Nashville was justified. That cop had every right to shoot her. They make it seem like I said something completely different. No, I call it like it is. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. I don't care who you are. I don't care what race you are, the color of your skin, none of that. If it's right, it's right. If it's wrong, it's wrong. That's all to it. That's the only way you should be. Call it out. One dude talking about, oh yeah, I watched it. I know what you said, but I just wanted to leave a comment. I said, so you just wanted to be a troll, wanted to get on that troll bandwagon. Yeah. Radio said, I remember after the shooting in Florida, mega idiot GOP Senator Rich Sturman said the students shouldn't be advocating for gun control, but should learn CPR instead. That's why we need to vote him out too. Need to vote him out. As long as I'm on this platform, as long as I can breathe and talk and say what I say, everything can lead back to vote. If you want to change the laws, let's vote. That's how you make a difference. Start by voting. You start by voting, then you start running for office. If you're going to be fair, if you're going to be for everybody, don't run for office just because you want to please your friends or your followers. No, run for office because you really mean it. Call it like it is. I wish we had the law like Canada, where if a politician doesn't stick to what they said to get elected, they have them removed. That'll change a lot of stuff then. That would change a lot. If they did that in the US, we wouldn't be having this discussion. Politics won't even be a problem. Now they have stations that is designed strictly for politics. On Sunday morning, almost every news station here in Dallas, they have at least an hour, and some may even have 2 hours that is strictly for politics. It's a reason why. If we had a stronger, um, law dealing with politics, we wouldn't have these issues. We wouldn't have these conversations. We wouldn't have a fool in office that's speaking hate all the time. So that's a problem within itself. Radio said Cruz and the rest of them will get what's coming to them. Karma always come back to you. Yeah. And what's going to happen when Cruz come up? I wish he was on the ballot next year. I really wish he was. If he was on the ballot next year, oh, a lot of people want him gone. Because Cruz never been right in the first place. So Cruz, he got to pack up. I hope whoever is planning on running for uh, an official office in Texas, you're welcome to come on the show. Promote yourself. Let people know who you are, because we need to change Texas. But also be prepared. You come on the show, we're going to ask you questions. And we're going to want to know, what are you going to do for everybody, not just certain communities. Greg Abbott's still playing politics with the vaccine. Why? How can we cure it if you don't offer it to everybody? Now, when President Biden came here, he had no problem with not opening things up. But as soon as Biden left and Biden signed that emergency order, Greg Abbott changed his mind. Then he decided to open everything up. But once again, even Dr. Fauci said, just because we have a vaccine, you still need to protect yourself. For the simple fact, you can still catch it. You can still catch it. Trying to see. In Texas, I guess that was yesterday, it was reported 5,867 new cases of COVID-19. Not sure what the deaths for yesterday was, but Dallas County reported 10 deaths from COVID-19 today. They say it is showing signs of slowing down. Yesterday, 36 deaths announced Tuesday statewide. And the case continued to improve, say Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins. I sure hope Clay Jenkins run for a higher office. He have my support. This Albert Wilson story, which is crazy. This is how we know it's a difference between black law and white law. So this young brother, he was a football player for I want to say University of Kansas. So a Douglas County District Court judge ordered a new trial in the case of Albert Wilson. Wilson has been serving a 12-year sentence for the 2019 rape conviction. Now, some people are going to be like, oh, he did this, he did that. But listen to the details first. On Tuesday, a judge found that Wilson's trial attorney failed to review hundreds of text messages from his 17-year-old accuser. Okay, some people are going to say she was underage. Yes, she was. But listen to all of it. Hundreds of text messages from his 17-year-old accuser, whom he met at a popular bar near the University of Kansas campus. 17-year-old in a bar. I don't know what's in the water, what's in the food, but some of these 17-year-olds don't look 17. You need to check IDs this day. But because of the environment, met her at a bar, he probably assumed she was at least 21, like him. The Lawrence Journal Wrap report that Douglas County Judge Sally Porcora said she would soon order Albert Wilson transfer from a prison in Hutchinson back to Douglas County Jail for a new bond hearing in the setting of a new trial. Following Tuesday hearing, Douglas County District Attorney Suzanne Valdez issued the following statement. This morning, the Honorable Sally D. Porcora, District Judge, issued her ruling in state of Kansas versus Albert N. Wilson. In short, Judge Porcora ruled that during the trial proceeding in this matter, Mr. Wilson was denied his right to effectively assist of counsel. As a result, Mr. Wilson entitled a new trial. Though I have followed this case, all of evidence proceeding and briefing were completed before I assumed the office of District Attorney. I and Deputy District Attorney Joshua Senior shall review the court's most recent ruling, as well as all other relevant material in this case. As in all cases, the official remain committed to pursuing equal justice for all affected parties. Wilson has maintained his innocence throughout the case. The next hearing is set for March the 23rd. Eyewitness News spoke with Wilson legal team Tuesday, who said the judge's decision is a huge relief, that they're thankful for a second chance to get Wilson a fair trial. The green light for a new trial come more than 2 years after Wilson's conviction. I thought he had as good of a case as you could in effectively assisting of counsel. So I thought if the judge paid close attention to what we presented, what she did, we would win. Attorney Josh Dublin said. In a 2-day hearing in November, Wilson's new legal team argued he was denied his Sixth Amendment right to effective counseling. I've done hundreds of ineffective claims on appeals, and I've handled 40 plus in district court. This case had the strongest evidence I ever seen, Attorney Michael Warren said. Tuesday, the judge agreed in part with Wilson's attorney, staring, and it is my belief that if a jury knew the information contained in the 2000 text message taken from the victim's phone, there is substantially likelihood the outcome of this case would have been different. In 2019, Wilson trial attorney did not present the text message as evidence to the jury. To have the evidence in your presence as his lawyer did, and not to explore it both with the alleged victim and the expert in the case, was very difficult to get past. Willen said, it is your professional obligation to be as thorough as humanly possible, and that beginning with reviewing all evidence, which didn't happen here. So I think the judge got that, and we are grateful that she did. So now we are on the next stage of this, which is extraordinating him fully at a fair trial with all the evidence. Tuesday night, Wilson family also issued a statement saying they are overwhelmed with joy for Albert. His conviction has been devastating to our family, and we're happy the judge has given him the opportunity to have a fair trial, the family said. Now, see, that another story I had read actually talked about um, how the text message is saying something completely different than what the alleged victim told the police. But she's 17 years old at a bar. And not only that, the only DNA they found of him on her, because they kissed and on her chest, either neck or chest, one of the two. But the thing, well, I think one report said some other things, but were kid friendly. But the thing is, you're at a bar, a drinking bar. Now, some people are going to say, well, he should have known better. She's at a bar. You would not think a underage child would be in that bar. Why are you coming to the bar and you not legally can drink? Like I said, some of these 17-year-olds don't look 17. You better check IDs. Make sure they're not fake IDs. I'm glad the brother is getting a retrial. If I'm not mistaken, he was on track to possibly make it to the pros. Career's destroyed now. Hopefully he get that opportunity. Hopefully he do. And I guess the question would be, should this woman be held accountable for lying? If it comes out that she did lie. Oh, my bad. I didn't even see your comment, Radio. Cruz law professor even said he was popular with the other student at Harvard. How did he get elected? Ooh. Sometimes it's about who you know. But Cruz is allegedly con man. Now, not the con man that most people think of, conning to get money from folks. But he doing a little bit of that too, allegedly doing that because he's in politics. He got to have people to support him in order to support his campaign, in order for him to get reelected. But back then, I feel like he was a con man to rub shoulder with certain folks to make him look like a big man. While the whole time he probably was not letting people know he was originally from Canada. I'm just saying. But he's also one of the ones talk about immigrants. He was on Trump train wagon about immigrants coming across the border. So I'm not surprised. I'm gonna do one more story. I'll pull it up because I was debating if I was going to do it or not. But yeah, it need to be talked about. Oh, excuse me. So this came out yesterday, um, which is a sad situation. Down in Houston, um, Houston police shot. Hold on. I hate when I go to an article and then the video started. I thought I muted the video, but then it started. Um, so in Houston, Texas, police officers shoot a 1-year-old child in the head while pursuing a robbery suspect. Um, this was updated tonight. And actually, um, the case actually happened on March 3rd, and I'm actually listening to a report from the mother. Um, yeah. So basically, what she's saying, a 1-year-old boy. Well, according to CNN, a 1-year-old boy is fighting for his life and struggling to breathe on his own after being shot in the head by Houston police. The baby mother, an attorney representing her, said Tuesday the shooting took place March the 3rd when Deja Small was pumping gas and she saw police cars and heard sirens. She said in a news conference Tuesday her son Legend was in the back seat of the vehicle. Small said a man then got into her vehicle and told her to give him the car. I wouldn't give him my car because I let him know that I have a child in my car and that I would not leave my car without my son, Smith said through tears. Small said she was sitting in the car when the man jumped in and police were right behind him. Before I knew it, what happened, they were already shooting at my car, and I was just scared for my son's life, Small said. Um, Houston police had a different telling of event, according to a March 4th statement from the Executive Assistant Police Chief Troy Finnan. Small was not in the car when shooting took place. Finnan said the 30-year-old man in question was a suspect in 2 aggravated robberies who was already being chased by police. When he jumped out of the car, he crashed during the case. The suspect, who was armed with a gun, then entered Small car. The man refused to drop the weapon. Officer fired several shots at him, and he died at the scene. The baby boy was also shot, Fenner said. Fearing for the mother's safety, one of our officers discharged his duty weapon, fatally striking the suspect. Houston Police Chief Art Vito said in a statement. Sadly, baby Legend was also struck. Officer at the scene immediately rendered first aid to Legend. Finley said he was not sure whether officer at the scene knew the baby was in the car. The officer who fired the shot that hit the baby is a 15-year veteran of HPD and is deeply concerned about the baby and his mother. He has been placed on administrative duty while the investigation continued, Finner said. Chief Vito, in his statement, he and Finner went to the hospital to check on Legend and his mother were hoping and praying for a full and speedy recovery. of little 1-year-old Legend Small. Small attorney Ben Crump said Legend has been on a ventilator for 10 days. Small said the bullet was removed from her son's head along with the right side of his skull, but he still has bullet fragment in his head. Legend has also had more than 10 seizures, Crump said. Why would they shoot knowing she was in the car? Not knowing who else was in the car. There could have been children, there could have been others in the car, but they shot, Crump said. Regrettably and tragically, little Legend will live the rest of his life with the consequence of their decision to shoot into his mama's car, even though they knew she was in there. Attorney Antonio Ranuccio, who is also representing Small, said the objectiveness is that there are innocent people in the line of fire, and we know that you do not shoot unless you know what your target is. CNN has reached out to the Houston mayor's office for comment. My baby didn't deserve this. My baby didn't deserve to be shot, especially not by the police, Small said. I just want my baby to be safe. I just want my baby to be healthy. That's a sad situation. Um, that's extremely sad. 1-year-old, innocent little baby. I understand the suspect was armed. If she was in the car, like she said she was, why are you shooting at him? Matter of fact, she didn't even have to be in the car. Let's say she wasn't in the car, but she was outside the car playing with the guy that's trying to take her car. She was still in the line of fire, but these officers did not care. They did not care. The truth is going to come out one way or another. Either going to come out that she's telling the truth, or these officers lying on federal documents. For you to say she wasn't in the car, why would she lie and say she was in the car? What's the purpose of saying I was in the car and I wasn't? A mother is going to protect her child by any means necessary. I'm sure she probably wished she could be in her son's place instead of him. I seen the incident yesterday, last night after we got off the air. I seen a video. A guy was pulled up at a parking lot. Cop come up. Yeah, he was illegal parked. Come up, want him to move the vehicle. They come up, want to ID him and all of this. He's like, hey, I'm waiting for my mom or whoever it was, his girlfriend, whoever. And shortly after that, the guy got scared, pulled off. And the cops just started shooting at the car. And there was traffic coming down the road. What if one of those bullets would have gone through that car and hit an innocent bystander? This would be another case of just like this. Because it was a busy area. He was in a shopping center, but the main road while this cop is shooting is a car pulling up behind them. What if one of no bullets would have hit that driver? Welcome back, T-Cal. Yes, this is horrible. Radio said, seemed like too many cops are taking them mentally of when it's in doubt, just start shooting. So I never did read what you put up there because I told you I can't read everything you put on there while I'm in the middle of talking because radio had me yeah rolling sometime. But the thing is, like that attorney said, you should not shoot if you don't know what's behind it. Then look at it like this. They was at a gas pump. At a gas pump. I don't know what direction the officers was coming from, but most gas pump had more than just one. So whatever direction they was coming from, the possibility of hitting a gas pump, it was definitely possible. All those lives that was put at risk. I understand the guy was armed, but now baby legend life is at risk. He's fighting for his life and pray and hope he do survive. And when it's all said and done, he's gonna have once he survive. I'm gonna claim he's gonna survive. But like Attorney Ben Crump said, he's always gonna have some effect of this. He had bullet fragments still in his skull. Part of his skull is removed. How many more surgeries would he have? The 1-year-old baby had over 10 seizures since March 3rd. And looking at the picture of him, look like a happy little baby. Be honest with you, one of these pictures, I just want to pinch his cheeks. Uh, just look happy, big smile on his face. But now he's fighting for his life. It's not necessary. The thing is, when you was chasing the guy before you made it to the service station, why you didn't shoot him then? I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. I don't know what the scene looked like, but they said he crashed the car. Hell, you could have, when he got out the run, you was in your car. Run his ass down. For the ones just tuning in, you are listening to Speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. We are live for a couple of more minutes. We are live, so um, you can live chat with us. You can join us Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you missed the show live, you can always go back and watch the replays on YouTube. You can watch them on YouTube and leave your comments. I normally do respond to the comments. On Thursday nights, we have Miss Risky coming in with the history and some other great things that she bring to the forefront. So definitely tune in Sunday through Thursday. Join us live, live chat with us during the show, and also during the show. Some people don't want to chat, don't want to type all the time. During the show, you can call in. You can call in. The number is always strolling across the top of the stream right up above my head. You can always call in and talk with us live. But it's been a great week so far. Miss Risky will be in the house tomorrow. Um, I can't. I cannot wait until Miss Risky is able to share some news with y'all. I know what it is, but I can't share it. But Miss Risky is doing some big things right now. So, um, man, spend time and when you're saying your prayers, say a prayer for baby legend. No way this baby should be going through this. And pray for the mother. Pray for the mother because this has to be hard. Have to be hard. Because it's man, just looking at the smile on this baby. And I'm actually um take a picture and show y'all this picture of this baby. Um he just looked like such a happy baby. No matter how you put it, he looks so happy. Um, Courtesy of CNN for putting this photo up. I don't know if y'all can see that clearly. Um, the light is kind of shining on it, but you can see that big smile. Let me turn it sideways, maybe. Yeah, that's a little bit better. You can see that big smile on his face. He just looked like a happy baby. Um, as far as I know, I don't know if there's a GoFundMe account for them, but if it is, I would definitely put it out there tomorrow. And Denisha, keep your head up. We're praying for you. Um, so on tomorrow, Miss Risky will be here. Um, I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Radio T-Cal. I forgot who else. Miss Carol Wilson, Melvin Porter, Sheldon Ellis, and many, many more that have tuned in. I appreciate y'all for always tuning in, supporting the show. And all the new followers, whatever platform you own, please like, share, tell a friend, subscribe, click the notification for you can know whenever we coming on. Um, Other than that, Reddy, I see you put good new uh, question mark. You asking about what Risk is working on, uh, or good? What was that good news? I'm not sure. Um, TCal said 11. But definitely, please be safe. Pay attention to your surrounding. You never know what a person is going through. Be safe and kind to everyone. Okay, said I meant good news. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, when she have a mind set on something, she get it done. Um, so I think it'll be okay. It'll be good. So, but other than that, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I love each and every one of y'all. If the good Lord say the same, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Miss Risky will be here tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time. Until then,